Hi, my name's Emily Reid, and this is called The Right One. I've been a bad girl, staying out late, drinking too much. Lately, love's been hard to find in another dive bar in the middle of the night with pickup lines, pickup trucks, pick me up, but they don't know that I'm hanging on to the right one. Comes someone daddy would approve of. Take me home when the nights get rough, hanging on to the right one. 'Cause been kissing those bad boys, lying to myself and saying it's love. But lately I've been feeling kinda low, too used to saying yes when I should be saying no. I'm kind of tired of pretending I can cope when I should just go home. Hanging on to the right one. Comes someone daddy would approve of. Take me home when the nights get rough, hanging on to the right one. Comes holding out for a damn good man. Build me a house with his two bare hands. Spin me around and just watch me dance. Holding out for a damn good man. Till I'm with him somewhere riding shotgun. Till we're kissing and everything's forgotten. And every heartbreak's gone, every single one. When the right one comes, hanging on to the right one. Comes someone daddy would approve of. Take me home when the nights get rough, hanging on to the right one. Comes holding out for a damn good man. Build me a house with his two bare hands. Spin me around and just watch me dance. Holding out for a damn good man. Hanging on for the right one. Thank you.
Love it. Well, welcome to Kissin' Country. Thanks for doing that one.
Thank you for having me.
So tell me a little bit about that song. Did you write it? Were you in Nashville writing it?
Yeah, so I wrote that in Nashville about 5 years ago, and I've changed a lot as a person since then, but that message to me was really important to hang on to through like dating weird dudes and, not having the best of luck and not making the best decisions. And then, it's kind of a prayer that you'll just hang on for the right kind of guy.
But don't you have to, this is what I always say, like, some people are always so mad. They're like, oh, I can't believe I dated that person. But if you didn't date the wrong one, you wouldn't know what the right one is, right?
You should have exactly a long list of ones that didn't work, because you only hopefully get one that does.
And all those wrong ones teach you about the things that you don't want.
100%.
I don't want the clingy person when they drink, or I don't want the one that forgets to text me. Right? The clingy?
Yeah, of course.
The worst.
The worst.
So when you were writing that one, what was going on at that point?
So I had just broken up with my first love.
Not the right one.
Not the right one, but
Right.
I thought he was, and I was writing it actually in his house. He was the roommate of the guy I was writing the song with, so it was like a super emotional moment.
That's gotta be super weird.
Yeah, but at the same time, when you're a songwriter, you just want to like subject yourself to the flames, and you're like, is there pain and can I feel it more? Let me just crank that.
Oh, is that a cut? Here's some lemon. Let me squeeze it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
that's
that.
perfect.
So yeah, that was what was happening, and it was just like, I don't feel great about myself, but I know that one day it's all going to be worth it.
And so you are in this house.
Yeah.
Did the ex ever come around?
Oh yeah, he was coming in and out, and I knew it. And you could feel his vibe there, and it was like, this is bad.
Now, did he know it was about him? Like when you finished?
I don't know. I don't know if he's ever heard it. So, but hopefully when he does hear it, he's like, man, she's doing a lot better.
Look what I did for her.
Look what I did for her.
That's so great
what
of
a
me
nice
to help her.
Yeah.
And so how long have you been doing your thing in Nashville? Because I know you spent a little bit of time there.
So I went to school there for 4 years, and then I moved to Toronto, and I've been back for about 3 or 4 years. So I've been there like a total of 8.
How do you decide to go to school in Nashville? What is that process like?
So I grew up with 3 brothers who are all pretty the same guy. Like, they all have the same interests, like the same things.
What do they do?
They're all like sports and in investing and that kind of stuff, which is awesome.
I have cousins just like that. They grew up either like playing football or playing hockey.
Yeah, they played rugby.
Yes.
And then they went to school. And I was like the total black sheep. I was like as artsy as you could imagine. It was like, oh, is there a choir? Can I play trumpet? Can I be in this weird, play? Can I express myself?
You're at the rugby games like drawing.
No, literally.
Like, what is happening?
My parents are forcing me to stay, and I'm like, I hate this.
I don't want to be here.
I don't want to be here. So we found Belmont in the back of a Rolling Stone magazine, and my dad was like, you should just go and check it out. And I thought Nashville was going to be like tumbleweeds and people with hay in their mouth. I was so naive.
Hay in their mouth.
Yeah, I was so naive. And then I got there and I was like, man, everyone here at the school is just like me. A bunch of kids who loved songwriting and music. And I feel like, oh man, I finally feel understood. I found my pack. So it was awesome.
Is there anybody in your family that you can kind of point to being like, oh, maybe that's where I get the artsy a little bit?
There's only one, and it's my grandfather, and he's a brilliant piano player, and he also makes photo essays, but other than that, I'm the only one.
What is a photo essay?
He takes photographs, and then he writes poetry to it and makes little books.
So cool.
Yeah, so creative.
That is unreal.
Yeah.
So did you and Grandpa have that sort of connection when you were around and everybody else is talking sports and rugby, and you're like, can we go talk about
Yes, and he
something?
would just play songs on the piano, and I would sing along with him, and I'd sit right beside him, and it was really, really, really
Was
sweet.
that ever since you can remember you were little sitting beside him?
100%, yeah.
And is that how you kind of figured out, maybe I'm okay at this?
Yeah, I always wrote songs. Ever since I was little, I'd write them on little construction paper, like little lyrics, and I'd sit at the piano and I'd fold them and put them in my bookshelf, and my dad would find these lyrics. And I was kind of embarrassed by it, but he was like, Em, these are really good. Like, you should keep on doing this. So ever since I can remember 6 or 7, I always kind of wrote songs.
So even if they, you were, like you said, a little black sheep that didn't really fit in,
Yeah.
your parents were so super nurturing
supportive.
of
Yeah,
that,
they were so supportive.
which is fantastic, right?
Yeah.
And for your parents to be like, hey, you're artsy, let's forget about Canada. What about this place in Tennessee?
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
It was pretty brave of them to let me go. I was 17, I knew nobody. And I think they trusted that I could, figure it out. And if not, I guess you could always come home, but I never did.
And if anything happens, you got 3 big rugby playing brothers.
Yeah, they'll come down and kick some butt. Yeah.
Now, when they come down to visit, they must love it because there's so much partying,
There's
right?
so much partying, lots of beer, lots of Broadway, lots of hockey, lots of fun things for them to do.
You're like, if I was anywhere else, you would not visit me this much.
100%. They'd be
Right?
like, bye sis, enjoy your life.
So when your family comes down, what do you take them to go do?
So we always hit Broadway, Tootsie's, all of those honky-tonk bars. That's kind of an afternoon thing. And then we always catch a show, like a country show, or go to the Ryman or the Opry, any of that kind of stuff.
Do you ever have a show lined up when they're down so you can like...
I strategically don't do that.
Really?
Because I feel like they've seen me play so many times at this point, they're like, we get it.
We're in Nashville. We don't need to see you again.
We don't need to see you. Let's see someone a lot better than
But
you.
they got to be so proud when...
They're so proud. And it's been a long journey to get to this point, and I think they can a little bit not believe that I'm pulling it off, but they're also like, we always believed you could. I don't know.
Sure.
It's both hands. Yeah.
That is so when you look back at some of the old construction paper, I'm sure your parents still save it.
Oh yeah. Yes. I have not hundreds, but tons and tons of lyric books. And it's funny to look back and think like, man, I really felt a lot as a kid. And that was the only way I knew how to express myself. And that's kind of continued on it's just like my one medium. And
I always wonder how people get into that. Songwriting is not an easy thing.
It's not easy,
but
no.
For you, it was just putting your words and feelings down on paper.
Yeah, it would be like you'd catch something from the sky, I'd go home from school, and I'd write it down. And I wouldn't really know what it meant, and then I'd go back and listen, and was like, that's a pretty profound thought for a young kid.
Do you remember some of the construction paper songs? What were they?
They were about like crushes and boys and stuff, yeah.
Like,
I don't remember those songs specifically, but...
Dean in grade 6, he had the cool tearaway jeans. And
Pretty
you're like,
blue eyes.
Pretty blue eyes guy, yeah. And so we are going down to Nashville in about a month with a plane full of Kiss and Country listeners.
Oh, that's going to be awesome.
And it's this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And we know, okay, so you got to go to Broadway because that's where you go.
Got to go to Broadway.
But where else do we go?
You got to
been there
eat
so
Martin's
much.
barbecue.
Okay.
Yes, there's like a brisket sandwich that you must get and a side of mac and cheese because it is just the best.
That's the thing. The sides of mac and
The
cheese
sides of
is
mac
where
and cheese,
you go.
you should ride some bird scooters. Those are really
What's
fun.
a bird scooter?
It's like an electric scooter. You hop on it and you can just cruise around town.
Should we do... This is a pre-Broadway thing.
Yeah, or maybe post-Broadway.
Is it, though?
Maybe, just see what happens.
Bring your padding if you're going to do that.
If you're going to do that, but you never know. Might as well have some fun.
So do the scooter, do
Martin's Barbecue, and then any live music you can possibly see.
Where should we go that you think maybe is a little more underground that we might not find on a Google search?
The Ryman is just such a historic venue to attend, and they have all kinds of artists who play there, and you might be there on a really beautiful weekend and see something amazing. But it's just so historic. It's like this old church, and it feels like spiritual being in there hearing music.
Especially if you're a lover of the format, right? You're like,
yeah.
The boots that have walked on this stage before.
Yeah.
And so do the tour, catch a show if you can.
Catch a show if you can, yeah. And then just enjoy it. Like, go down Broadway and just see it all. It's so beautiful.
I've always said you can spend as many days as you want on Broadway and still probably not go into every bar.
Absolutely not.
Because you get a little caught up.
You get a little caught up. Yeah, you spend a little more time in some bars than you need to.
And I've heard there's some Third and Lindsay, is that?
Oh, that's a great. I've played there a bunch of times.
Okay.
At any night you can catch something cool pretty much anywhere in Nashville. Vince Gill gets up and plays there on Monday nights.
I mean,
yeah.
That's something that you're probably going to want to go do, right?
Check, but just hit that Google, get organized, and you'll see some cool stuff.
What was it like for you? Because you found your community pretty quick at university, but there's also a really cool community of Canadians that are down there that are super embracing when you get down, right?
Yes, absolutely. And I've just sort of recently met those people, but the Rec Laws, they're some of my best friends.
We love them.
Yeah, I love them so much. But there isn't a huge amount of Canadians down there, and a lot of writers too, who are really, getting big cuts and making a name for themselves, which is so cool. And I feel like Canadians stick together.
We do.
Like, you're Canadian, let's be best friends.
I remember going to Europe and not wanting to talk to anybody else, except for when I found a Canadian. I was like, we are best friends now.
Yeah, we're best friends now. Exactly.
So how do you meet these people? Is there like a Facebook page, or are you just out at one of the bars?
Writing is such a collaborative job, and your publisher basically sets you up with new people all the time. It's like dating. It's like dating a ton of people all the time, which is stressful, but you get set up on these dates, co-writing dates, and then you just meet these people and you get really vulnerable and share your feelings, and then you're instantly pals.
So it's like a songwriter's version of The Bachelor.
Exactly.
Which sounds fantastic.
It's fantastic. It's excellent. Yeah.
Well, I know we got one more song from you. We're so happy we got a chance to meet you and talk to you.
Yes, it's so great.
Chelsea, who's running the camera, is going to have all your socials so people can follow you and all that fun stuff. So what do you have prepared for us?
I have another original called If I Wanted Wine. It's a sassy little jam.
Love it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Start your own storm. Ask why it rains. When there's something wrong, you've got someone to blame. It's like this whole world is some conspiracy. You write down your complaints and file them with me. Down on your luck, cry, baby, cry. I've had enough of what's on your mind. I don't mean to interrupt. Save it for another time. I'd open up my own bottle, baby, if I wanted wine, yeah. So why you surprised that life isn't fair? Well, I sympathize, but I'ma have to stop you right there. 'Cause if you keep this up now, I'll walk away. You can find me in the kitchen sipping some of that sweet Chardonnay. Down on your luck, cry, baby, cry. I've heard enough of what's on your mind. I don't mean to interrupt. Save it for another time. I'd open up my own bottle, baby, if I wanted wine. Head straight to the store, grab it right off the shelf. Slide the plastic, bring it back and drink it all by myself. I'd rather be popping that bubbly right about now than hear about how you're down on your luck. Cry, baby, cry. I've had enough of what's on your mind. I don't mean to interrupt. I wanted wine. Thank you so much.